It's time to get down to the brass tacks. My name is Mel Sams, and I'm the managing associate of Sams CPA located in Dunedin, Florida. And today I'm going to be talking to you about selling your business. Big milestone in any business owner's life, the day or the time where they decide that they have had a great career, they've put in long hours, they've seen the fruits of their labor, but now it's time to move on to something else in life or move on to a new venture. There's a lot of things that you need to consider during this time when you've made that decision that the time is right to sell your business. Now let's talk first about that decision in and of itself. I highly recommend and implore you to seek counsel from your advisors when considering a decision like selling your business. The typical advisors who would be involved in a transaction like that would be your attorney. Your attorney is going to be able to tell you what you can legally do, what the purchase documents should look like, what you can structure, the way you can structure the finance, what you can charge for finance. There's all kinds of things you're going to need an attorney to discuss and make sure that what you're selling and the way you're selling it is in compliance with the law and that is going to be favorable to you. There are many potential pitfalls when selling your business. And your attorney is going to help you identify what those are and make sure that you don't fall into any of those. For instance, you need to make sure that you can actually sell the things that you're offering for sale. Do you have financing? Do you have financing with the SBA? Do you have financing with a lender who may have a lien against certain business assets? Can you even sell what you're trying to sell? Are there any environmental concerns? I could go on and on. There are tons of questions that an attorney is going to be able to help you with, and I can recommend some great attorneys around here who have helped my clients through these transactions over the years. The next thing you're going to want to have on board, you're going to want to have your banker involved. Why your banker, you may ask? Well, first of all, you are going to need to know how to financially structure this transaction, and when the cash comes in, how's that going to work? Where is it going to go? A lot of times when you're selling a business, you have to change certain things about the business. Your banker would need to be privy to this so that they can advise you on the best way to structure your accounts and the best way to accept the funds so that you don't run into any trouble with that. Finally, you guessed it, a CPA. You need a good CPA on your side. First of all, what are you selling? Are you selling the assets? Are you selling the stock of the business? What's it going to be? Are you taking a lump sum up front, or are you going to take payments over time? Or maybe you're going to be the bank for the buyer and take payments over a longer period of time, much like a traditional mortgage. Every one of those options has a different tax implication. And right now, we have a 7-year window under the new tax law with which we know with a high degree of certainty what the tax laws are going to look like. Now, things are going to change from year to year, but we know what the tax rates are going to be, and we know what we can and can't do right now. All the more reason why you need a CPA breaking down those different options for you. Because what you'll find is if you have an astute seller who has his team in place, his or her team in place, they are going to be bringing these issues to you and being in a stronger negotiating spot because they have the facts and they've been informed. So I highly recommend you have those 3 people on your side breaking this transaction down for you. You're also going to need a good financial advisor in place. If you're like a lot of us in this day and age, a lot of us have opened online accounts through Scottrade and TD Ameritrade, and there's nothing wrong with those companies, but you don't have the level of advice that you're going to need when you have a large sum of money coming into your possession. How do you put it to work? What do you invest in? What's the mix look like? A good financial advisor can take that sum of money, talk to you about what your risk tolerances are and what your long-term goals are, and they can come up with an investment plan that's designed to meet those objectives. I don't recommend going that part alone. No matter how much success you've had in the past in the market, I implore you to bring a good financial advisor on board to help you manage that money after the sale. Last but not least, you guessed it, you need a good CPA on your side. Here's why. First of all, what are you selling? Are you selling the assets of the business? Are you selling the stock that you own? That's a big consideration right there, and both have very different tax consequences. You're going to need to know what both of those are so that you can put together a proper deal. Secondly, are you going to receive a lump sum of money up front? Are you going to take payments over a short time frame, like less than 3 years? Or maybe you're going to be the bank and you're going to carry a note for an extended period of time to finance the buyer to help them get off the ground. Any one of those could be a great idea and might work out well for you, but you're not going to know unless you consult with a CPA who can break down each option for you and tell you exactly what you're going to be looking at from a tax perspective, as well as just an overall financial perspective. As you can see, you need these 4 people on your team to make this transaction a success. You're taking your life's work and you're selling it to another person. And without these 4 team members, who knows what's going to happen? Not to mention, you may come across a very savvy buyer who has his or her team in place and who may have all the facts, all the circumstances, all the scenarios. When they come to the negotiating table, they're going to be in a higher position of negotiating power because they know and they have the facts. So I recommend that you get the facts as well, and that team will get those for you. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas for future podcasts, please let us know. We highly encourage your feedback, and we put it to good use. Our contact information will show at the end of this broadcast.